Excuse me. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Pat Day's Performance Weekly Live. Hope you guys are doing well. It is Saturday, March 27th.
Yes, I am.
It's an absolute beautiful day to get lots of things done. Hopefully so. I am not feeling too well. Probably tempted just as soon as it's done, go right back to bed. I've been up since, 3 something in the morning.
Would you like to share with them why you don't feel good?
And I've been keeping her up all night as well.
Yeah.
Until I left.
He bought this on himself.
I didn't do.
You bought this on yourself.
You don't want to talk about this?
We're not going to go into detail, so it's not appropriate. It's nothing like you're thinking. It's not the C word, nothing like that.
No.
He literally put his drink down at work. And the people that he works with are 5 years old for the most part, with the exception of a few fine gentlemen that I can speak highly for. And they poured what seemed to be or appeared to be coffee into the rest of his water, which you and I both know that when you have a bunch of clowns at work, it's not water. So his tumbly been a grumbly literally since yesterday. And we all know that it wasn't just coffee. So I said to him, said, boy, oh boy.
They don't play games like that. I just have a sensitive
You would have been the girl.
They would never
do that. And David, I know we don't usually skip the chat. It's not that kind of grumbly. Let's just say a root-a-toot-toot-toot, tat-a-tat-tat. And it's the most unpleasant, unforeseen smell.
Ducks quacking, thunderstorm.
Literally, I can sleep through a thunderstorm. This kind of quack-a-tat-tat, I can't sleep through. World War V. Let's skip World Wars. World War V just took place.
It's still going on.
And I don't know when this dreamboat's going to realize that just like when he was a pretty little girl back in the day in the college years, you don't put your drink down, and then you certainly don't drink the drink when you don't recognize what's in the cup. You know what I'm saying? So he got roofied, and nobody had their way with him.
Well, I was really thirsty.
So said the girl back in college. Said Mindy.
And I wanted water. I have a fridge at work, and she keeps it well stocked with iced tea and stuff like that. I just wanted water. Go to take a swig of water?
I would have rathered you nuzzle your mouth around the hose outside. We could trust that more than we could trust your coworkers.
Coffee, but I'm like, I just want water. So I just took a couple of helpful slurps, and
yeah, well, now we're all paying for it.
No, you're paying for it.
Anyway. Well, for this episode, we're going to refer to him as Roofied Mindy. So Mindy got roofied.
I did not.
And unfortunately, no one had their way. And I got to tell you, this worries me. Thank God we have gentlemen neighbors that are very respectable about their liking him and are kind to him. But what if the wrong guy came along and tried to take advantage of him?
Oh my God. What are you talking about?
Can I not leave him out in the world unattended? Mindy's going to get roofied by the wrong truck driver one day. Somebody's going to say, hey, little girl, do you want my water? And he's going to be parched on the side of the tractor trailer one day. And he's going to say, yes. I feel like it's come time that Mrs. Paté's performance is going to have to put toddler alert. It looks like a life alert bracelet or necklace. I can put a tracking system on it, and it's kind of like a nanny cam. He can wear it at all times. So therefore, if I send stranger danger, I can press the button, and he gets a little bit of a shock on his body, and that will just let him know that he's reached stranger danger. Walk away, Mindy. Walk away from the strange man's water. He's trying to stick you in the back of his tractor trailer. You know, you hear about these things in all parts of the country. It's officially reached New York. So, you know, you get a face like this.
And now we're fighting because she wants me to take a certain thing, and I don't believe in taking anything in general. I believe my body will fight it, fend it, and push it out. Too bad.
Guys and gals.
It's a really nice day to have the windows open in the house. That's all.
We're all grown-ups here. We're talking cherry-flavored chewable gas sacks.
Hey.
We can't say that here? We can't say that here? Children chew them, supervised by an adult. You have an adult in the house. I'm supervising you. They're not candy. We limit you to 2. We wait 4 or 5 hours. You can have another 2. Send help. Send help. For me. For me, for him. I can't.
You know what? If I had a garage,
Oh, don't even, Mindy.
I would just stay in the garage.
Mindy,
it'd be fine. Have my own bathroom.
Mindy,
I'd have a urinal. I wouldn't have a toilet in my garage.
Mindy,
I would just have a urinal.
Mindy, girls don't get a fancy garage. When you work your way up to being a big boy and the boys don't roofie your drink, we'll talk. David, it's a pleasure having you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Early bird catches the worm.
You want to know something? The woodpecker didn't even peck on our house this morning. You know what, David? I think the woodpecker showed up and said, hot damn, somebody beat me to the joint this morning. He heard a rat-a-tat-tat, tat-a-tat-a-tat-tat. He said, hey, boys, hit the next house. Somebody already claimed this one. It was deep, David. It was deep.
Not gonna lie, I look forward to Saturday morning lives. I was not looking forward to this one just because I'm tired.
No, just because you're gonna have to squeeze your cheeks for about an hour. Is there a mute button on here? If you've gotta, do your thing?
So anyway, I have a sensitive stomach and we went to the doctor on point and they said,
Mindy's
what did the doctor
revert.
say?
Hold
What did the
on.
doctor say?
Mindy's reverting.
The doctor says it's okay to let it go because if you don't, you develop polyps in your stomach.
The doctor
Anyway.
also would have told you never to let someone roofie your drink and continue to drink it, I believe.
Good morning, Chris, Mr. Prime for a good time. How are you? The other Chris is here as well.
Chris, we apologize if you hear anything. If birds are flocking more in your neck of the neighborhood, we might be scaring all wildlife on your side. We apologize. Good morning, neighbor.
Saw our first raccoon.
And he scurried.
Good morning, Franco the boss. How are you? Franco, I cannot believe you sold that Toro Time Master. I am not. I could have swore you always wanted one. Because I also know you hustle outside of your job. And we also don't know what happened with your job interview. So you got some catching up to do with all of us. If you want to put it down in the chat, absolutely explain.
If the young man wanted to bring up good news, I'm sure he would have. If people don't bring something up, it's not our place to
Franco's
ask.
a hustler. I just want to know if he's looking for a career change or he's just, trying to do something different.
Franco, we apologize if this is not something you wanted to discuss, sweetheart.
He's well versed. Just want to see where he's honing his
he's a grown man
skills.
and he'll bring up when he wants to bring up.
So obviously Franco the Boss has a YouTube channel. Check him out. If not, then just absolutely go on Instagram. Franco the Boss had a Toro Time Master that he bought really cheap for him. He's in Canada. Okay, so prices are a little different in aspects of things. And it needed some work, but it looked great. Ended up being a head gasket, which we have done here on the channel. And he also gave it the Pate Performance little restyle restoration paint camp Picasso work. Came out killer, and he ended up selling it. Franco the Boss does landscaping to some sort of extent. He's also a full-time high school student. So he also does lawns on the side as well. So I was thinking maybe he was going to take it with his hustle, but he also does small engine repair, flips and flips as well. He wears many, many hats.
He's a great
Kudos,
channel.
Congratulations. Can't stress that more than enough. Like I said, just curious. Hit me up on Instagram or throw it down in the chat.
David, I was thinking a little Visine action too. It's clear it could have mixed in with what they put in the drink. But then on a little bit of thinking, I'm thinking Beano. Beano comes in a liquid form now.
No one does that.
And honestly, the way he's describing the coffee and water mix and the way he's been going.
So as you guys know, I work in a union heavy duty diesel mechanic shop.
With some legends and some toddlers.
Yes. So it is shop talk, shop atmosphere all day long.
And Mindy is often a victim of crime.
We do play pranks and jokes on each other. I haven't ever since I've been there, 8 years now, I have never tampered with anyone's food or drink. It's just
He gets tampered with.
there are lines to be crossed. We have crossed many of them. I feel like doing that is opening up a can of worms. Although there was one guy who, not me, but somebody else, Uncle Johnny, would mess with his coffee. Paulie, rest in peace, he passed away. They would do stuff like put hot sauce in his coffee. Paulie was always in a rush, so one time they put tape over his like thermos, so when he wanted to go drink it, it never came out. And then there's another time they put a spring from a brake can inside, and if you guys know, a spring, a very, very strong spring. So when he popped open his coffee cup, the spring came out. I don't do that. I'm just drawing the line with there.
I would have preferred tape or a spring because we all wouldn't have suffered from this one.
We hide stuff. That's a different story. But no, I don't. So I don't think anything happened. I just have a sensitive stomach. She is just literally blowing it up out of proportion.
Oh my God, you're sitting here tattering. He's releasing the wind. You know, friends, I don't want you to believe this current administration that they have taken Gone with the Wind off the shelf. We are currently bringing it back here in New York. Mindy with the Winds. We're going to retitle that movie. Mindy, Bearded Mullet of the Winds.
Good morning, Henry. How are you? So I was
Good morning,
told
sunshine.
that Thomas Andrews, he is in New Hampshire or something like that. He said he's getting snow, and I am really crappy with geography in the sense that I think New Hampshire's close to you guys. So I think maybe, are you guys getting snow?
With geography.
I know, but how am I supposed to know with, I don't know. Is it New Hampshire near Connecticut?
Friends, let's talk about
this?
the Mr.
No.
Geography
I am terrible
skills.
with directions.
When the Mr. and I met, I think the distance between my apartment and his house where he lived must have been maybe 4 minutes away. The Mr. still had to put it in the GPS. And I think he was doing that strong for quite some time into us dating. Bless his heart. Geography, history, amazing. Geography, I would like to speak to the teacher who taught him back in the day because I have my gripes. No. It's all on the East Coast. We'll start there, sweetheart. Northeast.
Whatever.
Where I'm going to bring home my, remember the puzzle we had back in the day, folks, of the United States, and you picked up the pieces? I'm going to bring it home.
I would love one more good song. I would love one more good storm.
We're not getting one.
But we're not.
Sorry.
We're not.
Nostradamus Pate has spoken. We are not getting one.
I would love. I did start doing some yard work. I did not start my yard care regimen. Yep. Probably within the next 2 weeks, we will get it labeled in. I remember when I was in high school and my students put speed in the teacher's cloth, the teacher flipped out and they had to take him out.
I'm sure.
Well.
Oh, my Linda.
Well, you and Mrs. Pate's parents are around the same age, and I know you guys had some wild times. The 80s were wild, and that was something that I completely missed. He was Mindy's Mork. I guess that is another 80s comment that I don't have anything to do with. Good morning, Jason Hughes. How are you?
Jason, oh my God. You will not do that on camera. Stop it. Oh my God. I'm so embarrassed right now.
You're supposed to talk over that. You're not supposed to be.
Oh my God. It's repulsive. I'm so sorry. Jason, good morning. How can I talk over that? It sounds like a bomb going off. Put him on a child leash. You know what? Here's the thing, Franco. You know those child leash, they're not supposed to be that far apart from the adult. I want the longest one possible. The longest one. Wake up, rise and shine with Pate's performance.
Good morning, Rich. How are you? I was watching one of your videos the other day, and I probably watched it over and over again. I am absolutely fascinated that you guys have auctions. And I've asked this last live, and you have to refresh my memory. How far are you from the auction? In the sense that if you...
I'm trying to be discreet over here.
Can you be an adult?
I'm not passing wind. I am being an adult. I'm keeping my flatulence to myself.
Anyway, how far are you from the auction? And is it worth it because you're already there to potentially buy something that maybe isn't as much profitable as your bottom line, so you don't walk away with nothing and you have something to do, maybe compensate for gas, no pun intended, gas, and your travel time and just wear and tear on the car. So let's just say, how about this? Let's just say your bottom line to make a profit on a machine is $50. You travel, you're already there. You spent these auctions, they have a lot of stuff. I imagine these auctions go on for an hour or so. I know you can come and go as you please. But, since you're already there, would you take something like, $30, $40, 20? Like, what is your, I wouldn't do anything for $10. No, I would just walk away. I would probably do something for $10 profit if I was there to buy something, and then I'll just wrap it up into a deal. While I'm here, I'll just take it anyway. No work to be done to it. But I'm just curious what you do with those auctions, because I see sometimes you walk away with stuff and sometimes you don't, at all. Just curious.
What happens at?
I know I'm
we would
trying
like
to have
Ken,
some sort of privacy.
But when you have a wooden farmhouse chair and he's just letting his cheeks flap, and let's see, and he's in boxer briefs, so he didn't even try to cut down on this. He will wake up in Mexico. I hear the detainment center. Oh, I'm sorry. They can't call them cages. Detainment areas are a little overcrowded. So I can't send him down there. Plus they're COVID ridden right now. Although cameras are not allowed to be down there. We won't speak about that. I can't send him down there. I cannot. Uncle Arch.
Good morning, Uncle Arch. How are you?
Glad your grass is green.
Yep, our lawn is getting green as well. But like I said, in about 2-3 weeks, I'll probably thatch, aerate, throw down another 50 pounds of seed, and we will start the regimen all over again. I did turn my water on. I did not turn on my Ratio, which is my Wi-Fi sprinkler system. I'll probably do that at some point today. I do want to start watering the grass, just try and get the ground moist and go from there.
Jason, if you have to go to the bathroom at work and you drop the soap, do not pick it up. LOL.
So it's funny, we used to, I said,
we used to have soap. I had to. You probably don't.
I work at a diesel shop, and sometimes, the nature of my profession is sometimes we get really, really dirty. It just happens. We used to have a shower there, and they redid the building, and they got rid of the shower.
How long ago was that?
A long time ago. Only one shop within my company still in the area still has a shower. There will probably be certain times that I would definitely exercise using it, but it is what it is. Light a match, highly not suggested.
Not now. Not now. Ken, I thought we were friends.
Thank you.
Is gas bad?
Very bad.
When it comes from Mindy over here, you don't know what you're working with.
Good morning, Thomas Andrews. How are you? I was just going to respond to your Instagram comment, but I'm like, you know what? We'll just hang out here for a little bit. Yes, the world is your toilet.
Yes, exactly.
Well,
and here's the thing. Hold on. Can I just preface? Thomas, I also have told the mister.
Should I show him your car?
We are not going to be like, there's certain people that he loves their garage. And I'll tell you this, and I'm going to recommend this to anyone out there. Do not get the things in life where you have to look back and say, yes, I have something that I've always wanted, but now I owe every credit card known to man, and I owe every friend I know. I owe my parents. I owe this person. Do not do things in life, and after you have it, say that you owe every Tom, Dick, and Harry for it. And he has friends that have things that he wants, but they owe everybody and their soul for it. And that's not the way to live life. So when we have this new car and we have this garage, we're going to be in a place where we can say we are comfortable. Debts are paid. We can enjoy the garage. We can enjoy the car. And that's how we're choosing to live life. And I think he'll understand that when it happens. But guys, the white diamond, someone did not treat her like a diamond this past week. Actually, last Friday. last Friday, would you like to tell the tale of me pulling into the driveway? You looked up right away.
You know what? You go tell the story. Maybe I'll take a little video of the car.
So last
Okay.
Friday, I walked out to my vehicle at work, and I don't want to get into too much.
Yeah.
And let's just say the White Diamond's bumper wasn't ever so diamond-like.
Why do you call it the White Diamond? You know.
And so, long story short, I didn't know who did it. And we get a lot of deliveries and things like that at work. So I just, you know, when I went back inside and no one was saying that anyone had come forward, I just thought, you know, I was a victim of a delivery truck, or maybe someone who just, you know, wasn't coming forward. Long story short, I get home and the mister was in the driveway, literally at bumper level. He was working on a piece of equipment, and he saw it right away. And so basically, you know, we both looked at each other, and it's like, you know, for her age and what needs to be done, you know, it's a hard one because, you know, at the end of the day, if no one was coming forward, you know, you don't want to go through your insurance, you know, on an older vehicle. And so fast forward to Monday, this past week, and someone actually came forward. And so now we are dealing with that. And I'm not going to get into any details or anything like that, but long story short, I think the days of our dear White Diamond are coming to an end. The amount, believe it or not, what makes it expensive to fix things on her, even though she is an older car, and listen, I'll be honest with you, even the gentleman who has done any repairs over the years, you know, I really, really respect him. We both do. Really, really stand-up guy. We've known him for a long time. It's her paint job. She's not white. She's pearlized white. So that tends to be the problem. You know, it's not a bumper. It's not a grill. It's not things like that that end up adding up. It's the paint job. Pearlized white on any car has to be blended differently when it's painted. So needless to say, we don't have to go through our insurance. It's going to be the other person's insurance. But we are definitely going to be looking into now something different. And here is the Mr. Crash Cam. Oh my gosh. That is the damage. The cracked light. Yeah, it was not pleasant. And that's exactly how I came out to my car, and it was like, you know, it didn't park it that way. So upsetting, definitely upsetting. Now, I will say at the end of the day, I have an idea of one of two vehicles that I would like to go into next. I've kind of had this in my mind, but I do have a plan. I work extremely hard, so does the mister. And there was a plan this year for, you know, get these few things squirreled away. And then the next thing on the agenda is, you know, the big garage project and also the new car. I am old school. I believe when you want new things, I believe that you work hard for them. I don't want to owe an incredible amount of money in debts or bank loans, or, you know, I'm not about to owe every Tom, Dick, and Harry for, when we do the extension on the house, we're talking about also at that time doing new roof, new driveway, new, you know, siding. We're doing everything all at the same time. And, you know, we've learned from anything you do to a house, you always got to have that extra cushion also. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think this was, just slow down for a second. This was, you know, this was kind of God's way of being like, you know what, now's the time. And the truth is we are coming up on that time, you know. There's right now, you know, even the gentleman who has done work on her years before, the gentleman I was just speaking of, he said, that car owes you nothing. Absolutely. And we've always said that. Absolutely nothing. But here's where and I'm not speaking ill of anybody's wives or any woman who's watching this right now. I really have never been that kind of woman who is like, you've got to put me in a new car. I got to have the newest everything. I would rather have an older phone, older car, older things. I like my home to be nice. I like the best for my home. I like to have debts cleared out. I like to have, like, we have this garage project coming our way. I am a planner. I like to hustle, hustle, hustle. And then when the canvas is right and all the things are in place, then you reap the fruit of your labors, right? Like that's how I roll. I am not the kind of woman who's like, you know what, I got to have the best of everything right now. And that means putting my family in debt for it, and owing every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the process. That is just how I am. And that's what I know. He's wanted this garage project for so long. For those watching, it's not just the garage project. Like when you do a garage, you're not going to just do the roof on top of the garage. It's the roof. Like we're due for a roof. So, but I want to do this in a way so that when he's working in that garage, he can enjoy it. He's not thinking about the 10 friends he owes money to and this and owing his family and owing this person and owing that. And when I'm driving my car, I'm not sitting there saying, oh my God, we were late on this bill, that bill, and the other bill because to have this car. Like that's not how I was raised. That's not how I am. And some people are fine living life that way. I'm just not. But now God kind of intervened because it is just time. It is just time. It's time to move on with her. Whatever doesn't pay rent should get let's see here. But I'm not going to lie. If we're being honest, the car that I had before the White Diamond, I loved. And she was hit in front of my home at the time by a drunk driver and ended up in my neighbor's yard up on their water fountain. And I'll never forget at the time, my neighbor coming over, knocking on my door and saying, do you have a Mitsubishi Galant? And I said, yes. And they said, your car's up on the neighbor's water fountain. And so did I always want the Nissan? No. If we're being honest, believe it or not, the missus was always a hustler. I always worked extremely hard. And if I hadn't gotten the Nissan back in the day, ask anyone who knows me, I was actually waiting about another year or two with the Mitsubishi. My next car, which I'm glad God intervened because that I hear those cars are nothing but trouble. I had actually really, really, really wanted a Range Rover. Really wanted a Range Rover. And one of my girlfriends ended up getting one right after I got the Nissan. And let me tell you, she had nothing but trouble with it. And she bought it. She didn't lease it. And it was like, maybe God intervened and said, you know what, now's not the time for you to waste so much money on something like that. But I have my mind on what I want next. If the family thing had kicked off for us sooner, I'll be honest with you, I really, really love like the GMC. Like I like what he likes, like the bigger trucks. But that's just too much truck for me by myself. But I'm looking for more like the SUV route, but smaller. And I have two in mind that I've been doing a lot of homework on. And I have driven in a coworker's. They've let me just kind of like give it a feel, and both feel amazing. But you know what? When the time is right, I got to be honest. Like I say what I say about my car, but there's a lot of I've been with it for a long time.
So anyway, Chris asked an excellent question. I can't answer this because I feel it's not fair, because I do
No
what I
minivan.
do. And what I do, especially when lawnmower season comes, is I stack all of them to a certain day. I have a method to it. I've showed you guys it on early stages of my channel in the sense that I will line them all up. As one warms up, I'm working on one machine. And then as I'm working on that one, the next one warms up. So I kind of go through rapid pace. You guys see my mobile oil change setup that I have on my pressure washer stand, and I wheel it to the car, and it's a battery powered pump. So Chris has done 5 machines in a day. That's fantastic. Chris does not do what we do. He is just a homeowner. He does have a nice Gravely collection as well. So that probably might set so far. I believe that the homeowner, for the most part, doesn't have 5 machines that need to be drained and filtered at season. Like to me, if you're a homeowner, you have lawnmower, snow blower, leaf blower, weed whacker, and maybe a hedge trimmer of some sort. So there's your 5 machines, that should be good to go. Anybody in the chat, throw that down. I'm not going to answer that because I can't qualify. It is not fair. The long-awaited, here we go. So Franco had a Time Master. I listed the Time Master just to test the waters, and I sold it for $800. That is phenomenal.
Good for you, buddy. That's
money.
fantastic.
I told my dad I like my Time Master, but I like $800 better. Absolutely. So where we live, Time Masters come up for sale every so often. Even if they are beat up and blown up, they still want a couple $100. So that's why you really never see a Time Master on our channel. The ones that are running and mowing in the whole nine, they want just as much as they want for almost new. And I just can't do that. We paid, I forgot how much you paid. I said anywhere between $150 and $250 for our Time Master. I don't remember. He originally wanted $300. I got there, it wasn't running, and I beat him down on the price. And but here it is now. You guys seen I have a whole series on the Time Master. We pumped some serious money and time into it, but that is because we love it. I wouldn't have any other lawnmower. It provides a phenomenal cut, and I believe that's why I have one of the best lawns, is strictly due to my mower. Could someone buy my Time Master from me? Absolutely.
No, you wouldn't.
But I would have to have another one, everything is replaceable, right? So that's what it would come down to. What I also seen, there's another channel. He got a Time Master really, really cheap as well and was missing a lot of things. And he is actually, the Time Master has the personal pay system on there. He doesn't like that, but he's also trying to keep it on the cheap. He is converting it to your traditional 1-speed and go, like the Turf Master, which is the commercial version of the Time Master. I prefer the Time Master, and I know a few landscapers that also prefer the Time Master as well. Our machine does have a couple of Turf Master parts in it, so it's the best of both worlds. So, Franco, if I'm asking one more question, was that $800 your asking price, or did you have it for hire and you wiggle down? You got that fixed and flipped pretty well, and it's not even season yet for you guys. So that's really, really good. Okay, some jokes are not funny, and the person who did this is not your friend.
Agree.
They didn't put anything in there. She is
There's no
way.
He's been going at it since yesterday at 3:00. There's no way.
I'm getting a roof today. Absolutely. Hey, phenomenal.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's wonderful.
Today's a good day for it.
Today's a good day. So if you're getting a roof, I know a lot of people who get roofs automatically roll into solar. Curious if you're going to go that route or not.
Are they doing just tiles, or are they redoing your, like, we have to do everything this time around?
Yeah, we have to do the wood underneath, the home
and
line.
everything.
Yeah.
We're due for everything.
It is what it is. Good morning, Rusty Rooster. How are you? As long as he knows the way to your heart, absolutely. New Hampshire is New Massachusetts and Maine. Yeah, they're up there somewhere. I got it. Crack a window. Absolutely. It is an absolute beautiful day. 70s were better than the 80s. I wish I could speak on that. Maybe she can. I can't.
So fresh.
I remember somebody putting washing up in a teapot. Oh, okay. So that's different. Nobody's drinking it. That's just seeing bubbles come.
Late 80s, early 90s, best music in my opinion.
Mr. Briggs, I guess you have to reach out to Scott. You guys are chit-chatting. Good for you. A strong wind means good weather.
He can fly an entire handful of kites. An entire handful of kites. Trust me.
Where did he go? Sorry, we're just trying to catch up.
Honey. Just go back to last highlight. Wait.
No.
Here, I'm going to get you back to your last one. Right, the kite one, honey, there. Farties.
Good morning, Nick. How are you? I wonder if you sold your Arian jet or if you're getting hits on it. So as you guys know, I that Toro that I acquired for $100, I put that up for sale. And just as we aired the video and you guys said sell it, she guys said sell it, I said, you know what? We're not selling this thing. I mean, we're not selling it in the sense that someone's going to come and buy it. That's what I mean. Not selling.
No, we will when the time is right.
Yeah, I have it up. I have it up for $500. I'm firm on that. I'm not going to take a penny less. The one that we feature on the channel that had the joystick control, I actually had that up for $6 and I ended up selling that for $550. So I feel $500 is very, very fair. We have 0 snowblowers in storage. We have 0 snowblowers for sale. So I says we're going to hold on to this one. It's a really, really clean machine. And when we had snow, people were buying anything and everything.
They go.
They just had to have.
We learned our lesson.
I dislike the PowerSmart brand in its entirety. I can't stand it. I hate it. I would never sell that to anybody. I happened to sell a snowblower to someone and I went to go deliver it and they gave it to me for free. Mm-hmm. So I cannot turn that down. That is very foolish not to do it. So the 2.8 CC24 had electric start, didn't work. I modified the impeller, which the gap on it was horrendous, and I ended up selling that thing for $350. Electric start, not working. And the people who actually own it absolutely love it. They actually called me back the next day during snow removal. The tension messed up. I'm sorry, the belt stretched a little bit and it just wasn't blowing snow as it used to. So I had to go back there and they have it set up like the Toro. Remember the cable with Miss Kristen, her snowblower? Their cable adjustment is just like that. So I just made it tighter, blew snow, and they were absolutely happy and grateful. That was probably the only situation I will get to sell something like that. I would never go out and buy one to resell. I will not stake my reputation on it. Sorry, I just can't. It's just parts are pain in the what to get. It's just a cheap machine. I will service one. I will repair one, but I just can't knowingly and willingly sell someone it for good money and then think that they're getting a good quality machine because of it. Just not happening. Mm-hmm. So I have that Toro. So anyway, so I was ready to tell her, listen, I'm just going to drain the gas and then it's going into storage. Gas is drained. Ready to throw into storage.
What always happens.
She comes out and says someone wants to buy it. Now, I should be really happy. And I was not happy at all. Said a couple of words I shouldn't have said. And I says, okay.
Fiddlesticks.
I said, you know what? Tell the guy to come now. And he can't make it till this weekend. So someone is coming this weekend to check it out.
But we have rules. Remember we talked last week, there's rules when something's in storage and been drained. The person literally, we've got to have, I have no words. He's even denying wanting to get trimmed. We have rules, everything's got to be, the deal's got to basically be sealed and they've got to be heading here. We don't just pull stuff out of storage with a hope and a prayer.
And like I said, if you have it, you list it. So we're going to be putting up snow blowers. So I also had another snowblower that I went on a pick. I went to go buy a lawnmower and I asked if you have anything else. I bought a snowblower, another one. Running driving, blowing, but I had to just do my twist on it. I think I put it on Instagram or in the community chat. I don't remember where I put it, but it was that Craftsman. I put a headlight on there. I modified the impeller on there. It's a $350, $100 machine all year round, and they sell all year round when we have snow.
Yeah.
And the same day I put it up for sale, same day someone wants to buy it. So hopefully that will be sold this weekend.
And I like having those 350 options, because when I have things like the Toro posted for 500, when I get those offers on the Toro for 350, that gives me something to work with. I can say, you know what, this one's not in your budget, but have I got a good one for you? And I can offer over the 350 machine. It's always good if you can. And I say this.
Say that all the time.
Summertime, spring, whenever. That's why keep something posted, folks. It doesn't hurt. It's always nice to be able to say to someone, you know what? You can't afford this self-propelled that I have, this lawnmower for, I don't know, $300, but I can offer you X, Y, and Z.
In your budget.
And listen, some people are going to be hiney hurt over that.
Or some people
some people are going to say, you know what? It's like shooting for the stars and this didn't work out. You know what? I can't afford that. Let me go for what you got. And they like what they're seeing, and it works for them, and done. It's a deal. It works out nice.
Toro lawnmowers have been absolutely hot. And I can't get anybody to deviate from a Toro into something else. I put up a Toro front wheel drive lawnmower, not their personal pace, rear wheel drive. Mm-hmm. And I got must have maybe gotten about 15 hits on it. And I didn't have anything else because no one else wanted anything else. They wanted that. Actually, someone put one up for sale, bought that, and I was able to sell 2 lawnmowers using the same ad. So I did that this week. That was pretty good. Little quick and easy money. I think what Ken Smiljan calls that the grip and flip. That was absolutely exactly what I did. I bought it, brought it home, cleaned it because it looked like it was buried in their shed. That's why I got a good price on it. Changed the oil, reconditioned the blade, and out it goes.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Not everything has to be a project.
Yeah. But Toros right now are like what Red Maxes are to blowers around here right now. Everybody wants a Toro. Everybody.
People are buying Hondas. Some people just don't have Honda money. Mm-hmm. And we had a couple Hondas for sale that all went pretty well as well. I posted one. It didn't even make it 24 hours from acquisition to getting it back onto market and selling it. I could have sold it the same day. The guy just didn't want to make the trip. Mm-hmm. So we just sold it the next day. Phenomenal. He drove 45 minutes away to get this thing. So that's an hour and a half round trip. Mm-hmm. He says that he's been looking for a lawnmower for quite some time. It has to be a Honda only. And he says there was no others on the marketplace like mine.
Yeah.
So
there's a Honda that went up actually this morning. It looked like it got mauled, but he's asking a pretty penny for it for what it is. So I think I'll play around with him a little bit, maybe today after the live, see where he wants to go with it. But nobody's got what we're getting. Nobody got what we got. So now we have nothing. Good morning, Jamie. It's always so good to see you.
Good morning, Jamie. How are you?
Hope you had a great week, honey.
Good morning, David. How are you? I did take a quick peek at your channel. I just couldn't get a chance to watch any videos. Been busy with work. But I do see you got a couple lawnmowers in, so that's great that you are changing into the new season. I did not forget about that lawn tractor that you had, so I'm curious if you are going to still mud mower it or actually turn it into some cash money and sell it as a tractor because it cuts grass.
Oh, interesting. So I see the True Green truck. So that's who does your, Chris, you got so many toys. You never thought about like doing this yourself? Huh?
Some people just don't want to do it.
But he's so smart and he's got so many toys. You should play.
Why are you talking like that?
Because like I've seen them. So Chris, how long have they been doing your stuff? Because so I have a friend who moved, Marla, who lives not so far from you, who had an experience last year with them. So I'm curious if you've been with them for a while and how you feel about their service. If you're a true fan of True Green. or if this was like your first year with them. Let me know. I'm curious.
So when you put lime down, that means your acidity in your soil is off. I think it's too much, and lime will bring it down. My garage is very expensive. Absolutely, Arch Garage. Your garage is beautiful. You have many sections, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Finally got I knew your garage was always big, because I remember you working on lawnmowers, and then you had the Volkswagen Beetle on the other side, and it's great. You have it set up in sections so you don't get any cross-contamination and stuff like that.
A guy like Arch can't go from working at a big place like Grumman. That place is ginormous.
Oh, you Grummanites.
Yeah, he can't go from working there to Thomas. No, this one actually was not his oopsie. Not his oopsie.
No, not mine. I'm a good driver. Good morning, Grandpa Kevin. How
Good
are you?
to
Hope
see
all is
you.
well. Good to see you.
That's why we don't buy new, my wife. So if I'm being totally honest with you, tried and true, this next one is not going to be a buy. We're going to do a lease on this next one, because to be honest with you, I would not buy what's out there on the market right now. And to be honest, the way things are going with the vehicles out there, I've had a couple, you have to remember the line of work I'm in. I get to see I've got coworkers driving, the nicest Mercedes-Benz trucks out there, down to the latest Priuses that are out. And not to say anything from one to the next, but my coworkers drive the gamut. And I have to tell you, those who have always been buyers are now turning to leasers, because people don't want to be stuck with problems. And when you're leasing, it's someone else's problem. Cars are not made the way they were back in the day. And honestly, who wants to be stuck with it? I love, my coworker I'll put it to you this way. She's always owned a Tahoe, and her last Tahoe she had for 18 years, they sold it. She's now been in the new Tahoe, which actually was one of the trucks that I loved, but it was just a little bit too much truck for us right now. That is one that I would own. She turned around, and her husband have had nothing but problems with the 2020 Tahoe, and they own it. And they feel like it was the worst decision they've ever made. And, I feel for them, because here they went from owning one for 18 years with never a problem. And now the new ones that came out, constant problems. So right now, I'll be honest, the reason for leasing on this next one, I don't want to be married to the next one that I'm trying out. And to be honest, I know it's a stepping stone to wanting something larger in about 3 or 4 years. And when I say larger, I mean either going more like Tahoe Yukon size, or going more like the Mercedes or larger Infinity truck size. I know I want to be bigger in 4 years. So I don't want to own this one. I am definitely looking at right now, I have my eye on the Infinity X60 or the Volvo X90. One of my best friends, who actually lives around the block from Chris, owns the X90, loves it. And one of my grade level colleagues has the X60 Infinity. She's on her second lease of a second one, loves it. I don't want to own either one for the long run, because I do want something larger in 4 years. I pray to God we have a reason to want or need something larger in 4 years. And so that's my rationale besides not wanting to own what we're going to go into next. So
I have a total normal personal pace that's knocking 6 years and still going strong. Absolutely. It has the Briggs Quantum on it. They're just going to last forever. One of my favorite lawnmowers of all times. I am getting old in age. My Time Master spoils me. It has key start with the charging alternator on there. I run a different lawnmower for the backyard. It's just a regular old super recycler push mower. Over the winter, I was able to secure a non-running Toro SR4 non-blade clutch. I do not want blade clutch. And I'm going to be yanking the motor off of it because I have a Toro personal pace in storage, key start,
Have fun, Nick.
but the deck is rotted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking the motor off of that, swapping it on the SR4, and now I have a key start SR4, so I could just turn key and mow, and she could turn the key and mow. Just the backyard. She's not touching the front yard.
He doesn't let anyone touch his front yard.
So that's going to be a little project going on. I don't know if I'm going to put that on the channel, but what I did do yesterday, I don't know, did we put, do you remember that?
I have an idea about the front yard. How many of you would like to see, once he gets all set up with the front yard, you know how he likes to change the patterns and things like that with his striping? How many of you would like to see, from maybe 1 week to then maybe 2 weeks later, who striped it better?
No.
Would you allow that?
You don't cut grass, so that's like you like walking for the first time. You're just no.
I'm a fast learner on everything.
No.
You can't deny that. I pick up everything
You
quick.
can practice in the backyard all you want.
There's like rubble back there now. Jeez,
Ignore that question.
what an offer.
I know.
What an
I have
offer.
5 recyclers listed. The last one needed a blade educator for the blade clutch.
This is great. I'll do
Absolutely.
it better.
Very, very nice. I actually bought a Honda with a blade clutch, and it actually needs a new motor. The crank is bent. So it is what it is. I'm not sure if I'm going to try and smack it or just take off the blade clutch and convert it to a regular mower. Because once you engage the blades, it doesn't happen anymore. Good morning. How are you? Hope all is well. I think that's Peter Boca, right?
I think so. Good
Yes,
morning,
yes.
Peter.
It's been a while. Hope you're
Good to
doing
have
well.
you.
Yes. Peter, how are you? Fleece, not fleece. I have been using True Green for 4 years to keep the lawn and bushes. I used to, but I can't keep up with everything. I saved my bushes, which were dying from disease.
Okay, good to know. Okay.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. So there are hit and miss with True Green. A lot of people complain in the area. But then again, you got to remember True Green is not always going to be the answer to your lawn problems, because True Green is going to treat your lawn, right? Or anybody's going to treat your lawn. Then you have your landscaper come in. He's going to cut your grass. What happens if the person before the house and the house before that he does yours doesn't treat that lawn? So you're just getting new weeds. That's why I don't treat my backyard. That's why I have 2 different mowers, one for the front, one for the back, to prevent cross-contamination. That is the key to having a nice yard, is no cross-contamination. And cross-contamination comes in many forms. Landscaper, mower, people walking, right? You are not allowed on my front yard. You are not allowed on my front yard. You are not allowed on my front yard.
Can I walk on your front yard?
No. The backyard is just because of the nature of what we do here. The backyard is very well traveled. I even trained my neighbors that they are not allowed on the front yard. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. If you have a dog or if you have children, there's nothing wrong with that. You can never have a nice yard unless you keep them off it.
Good morning, Roger.
So my neighbor loves me using because they get the grass rolling all the time and the servicing is probably free. They did it for a whole season. Oh my
Nice.
God.
Nice.
Very, very nice.
Must be nice.
Yes, that's really it. Well, that's what's really going on. So we hopefully have 2 snowblower sales today. I am trying to wiggle in a lawnmower sale, but I honestly don't think it's going to happen. Lawnmower sales have been sporadic in the sense that we were selling lawnmowers for like a week or 2 weeks straight. Then I think last week it was really, really slow. This week, 3 Toros were sold out the door. If I had more Toros, they would have been sold. I can't sell anything else. I do have someone interested in a Honda powered Troy-Bilt that I had no choice to go off and do everything. That I had to completely restore it. I was in the middle of Mix Mowers was doing a live, and I threw it on the live for him. Maybe I'll put it up on the community page in case you guys missed Mix Live. But the problem is, I got that in as a trade-in, but I just have so much into it as far as time-wise. Really not time-wise, but you know what I mean? Like, stripped it down to the bare bones, yanked the motor off, repainted it. It's got a brand new blade on it. That's not That's not your $150, $200 lawnmower. It's got a Honda on there. I'm gonna try and get $250 for it. You know, maybe after the spring sprint is over, we could talk about taking a less of a price. Here we go. Cross contamination is terrible. I was my mower between mowing my yard and my neighbors wear different shoes. Thank you for helping me out here. I picked up a Toro 1980 snow thrower. Okay, so that's phenomenal. 1980. So is probably be something like one of the Hemis that I've done before. So is it a 3521, a 521? There was a gentleman I was helping out extensively who was looking for a snowblower. And I was always telling him, because space was an issue, that you should be looking for a 3521 or a 521. And Lawn Boy doesn't make that. Lawn Boy does a 22. And you should be, as fast as you get this snowblower, if electric start is not important to you, you rip that Tecumseh out and you throw a Hemi Predator on there and you throw an impeller kit on there. And you love that snowblower for a very, very long time, as it will love you. And I also wouldn't hesitate to do a Craftsman track drive with a 420, because now you're putting a lot of motor on a little machine and you will never fear any storm whatsoever at all. So if you're still here in the comments, please let me know what you ended up picking up and what your plans are with it. I didn't do anything. No, he must have done that. Heard of Jive Ramsey, financial guy?
So Rich, I've heard of him. I've actually read both of his books, his older and his later. I follow Gary Vaynerchuk, which is exactly why we are as successful as we are and where we are in our path of things. Gary Vaynerchuk is a huge proponent also on finance, not least, except if you are in between your decisions on whether you are going to stick with the vehicle or not. With these particular two vehicles I'm looking at, they depreciate so quickly, these luxury SUVs, that it is not, and I'm going to tell you right now, I am not sticking with them, and the depreciation value is so severe on them that it is not worth financing them.
So I want to own, I believe that, well, we won't know until we go down this rabbit hole, that I believe if you want to buy something outright, you get a better price. And the whole thing is now is that cars are so overly complicated there, and I suck at electrical work, that probably as soon as the warranty expires on the car, so does our ownership. So we just have to crunch numbers when we go there, and we'll base off from that. So I'm open to leasing, but I'm also open to owning. If we can get a better deal owning it, then we by all means exercise that, and we will go from there. I like getting the maximum value for my dollar. I don't think anybody doesn't go along with that. So,
I don't disagree. From the research I've done on both of these, I don't think it's going to work out in our favor. But that, we'll see when we get there, obviously.
Yep, absolutely. Good morning, Scotty Daniel. How are you? Hope all is well. Yes, rear wheel drive. Okay, great. Yep, great. Hey, Dick, how are you? I got a Lawn Boy. Wait, no, where'd he go? I got a Lawn Boy. Let's shout out. Very nice. That is super rare. I have seen Honda lawnmowers with an electric start, but we have never had one on the channel because it just hasn't came to my price point. They are very rare because they are very expensive. I think a Keystart Honda starts around $700-800. I've never seen one on a Lawn Boy. I wonder if it was a Franken mower. I would definitely be interested in you posting that on your Instagram, and maybe some model numbers and serial numbers to see if it's been Franken mowed or not. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I have a Franken mower coming out on the channel. I have snow blowers to work on. I just needed to break up the monotony. Did we post that video? Do you remember the Husqvarna that you found in the garbage with the Honda? Did we post it on the channel? No.
We've got lots. We've got so much content.
We have lots of content that I need to release.
Sorry.
So I will be doing I guess I'll be doing a series. Okay. So you guys know I've said in the past, maybe this live or the live before that, I made a all-wheel drive Honda lawnmower. It was a Craftsman frame, and I had a Honda lawnmower that was given to me by a fellow neighbor. If you guys still remember his video in the channel, he dropped his snowblower off for repair, and all I had to do was turn the gas on. Mm-hmm. That was him.
Remember that?
Okay. He stopped by before that video even happened and said, hey man, listen, I have a Honda lawnmower. It's a Craftsman. It runs, but the deck is rotted. Maybe you could use it for parts. Okay, bring it over. Well, it had a Honda on there. Of course I'll take it. Had the bag. Everything was great, except it just needed a new deck. Held on to it, held on to it, held on to it. She hates it. Held on to it, hates it. Held on to it, hates it. Fast forward to a couple months later, my buddy brings his all-wheel drive Craftsman lawnmower over, and we did a video on that, and we evaluated that this guy is cutting his grass way too low, and his blade looks like a butter knife. Extensive damage to the blade, and I says, dude, you got to raise your deck height, and he said no, because he hates cutting grass. He wants to cut it as low as possible. So after he paid me to repair it, 2 weeks later, he says it's at the garbage. Come get it. I came to go start it. There's oil all over the place. I made a video on that. I almost could have swore I made a video on that. He blew the bottom case out, and he cracked the seal in it. There wasn't worth saving. So I yanked the motor off of that, and then I put the Honda on there because I got the idea from Husqvarna. Husqvarna has a Honda-powered all-wheel drive lawnmower. So why not take the Briggs off and put the Honda on there? The only issue I foresaw having potentially was crankshafts, right? This Craftsman lawnmower had to be 15, 20 years old that had the Honda on there. This newer Craftsman was maybe about 3 to 4 years old. They didn't have all-wheel drive back then. So I was just curious if the cranks would work out and the blade adapters and everything would be nice and smooth. It absolutely did. It was bolt-on. Okay, I had to just take off all the idler pulleys because don't forget the all-wheel drive Honda. If you ever tackled an all-wheel drive lawnmower, it's a little bit complicated underneath. If you ever have to change a belt on one of those, you better set aside some time and some patience because it's one belt for the one that I did, and you got 2 transmissions on each side. So I decided since that was so easy, I wish I would have had the camera out for that, but I didn't. And this time, yesterday, I filmed that video of making an all-wheel drive Honda Husqvarna. So it'll be pretty interesting to show you guys that you guys could do that. Another dynamic that you guys can add. As you guys know, anything with a Honda sells really, really well. Orange, Husqvarna all-wheel drive, get all those people weak in the knees. I cannot stand the all-wheel drive lawnmowers. I think they are beyond gimmicky, and be prepared to have your wallet out for them if anything ever breaks. 2 transmissions, drive cables to go along with it, 4 drive wheels when they wear out. It's just not necessary. It really, really isn't. But if you must, then go ahead. Obviously, they're making them now for the past 5-6 years, maybe even longer. And there are other brands out there. Toro has an all-wheel drive lawnmower now. Lawn Boy, Toro and Lawn Boy are the same company. Lawn Boy has an all-wheel drive mower now. Craftsman and Husqvarna, when they were both made by AYP, both had all-wheel drive lawnmowers. So other companies are grabbing onto it. I do not know if Honda does have an all-wheel drive lawnmower. I would never buy a Honda lawnmower in the sense that their hydrostatic transmissions are just like their snowblowers. They are non-serviceable. And the only way to maintain them, if you choose to, which you should, is because you have to pull the transmission completely out. Okay, Honda's excuse for not having a serviceable transmission in the snowblower is because it's cold out and the fluid really doesn't get hot to burn up. Over time, things wear down and break. And that's why you see a lot of Hondas for sale in half or being parted out because the transmission isn't A, made anymore, or B, costs more than the value of the machine. Junk, junk, junk. Hydrostatic transmissions on a lawnmower, still not serviceable, but their excuse for the snowblower doesn't apply, right? You're using your lawnmower in heat. So where's your serviceability in that? They just don't have it. So I'm not a fan. Not a fan. I think you can never go wrong with a really nice Toro. I did do a lawnmower shootout. I didn't have a hydrostatic transmission, but I had the regular transmission Hondas, and they just could not keep up with the Time Master. Time Master is where it's at for me. With that being said, I need to go to the office,
Thanks.
take some naps.
Hi, Scotty. Good to have you here, honey. Thank you for showing. Yeah, see?
Oh, it's a 421. Hey, that's fine. All right, so he said he wanted that I helped him buy a 1980 Toro snowblower. It's a 421. I am going to keep it, and I need to put the rubber on the back auger, but it worked good for the big snow we had a few months ago. Okay, that's absolutely phenomenal. Listen, a healthy 4 or 5 horsepower lawnmower is phenomenal, but you cannot compare pound for pound, dollar for dollar, what those Predator engines can do compared to a Tecumseh right out the box. The best $100 you could ever spend. You could bolt it on and blow. The money you could spend on a Tecumseh just still can't keep up with it. You'd have to do a full-on build, pistons, rods, some head work. It's just not worth it. But again, you lose your electric start. With the Hemi version, you cannot get electric start. It's modeled after a Kohler, believe it or not. It takes Kohler components. With the non-Hemi, you still get good power. Okay, what I've been trying to do, half-assly, is Honda makes some electric start lawnmowers where you plug in. I've been trying to source some part numbers to see if we can make it an electric plug-in and compared to a Keystart. Our 8-inch is a Keystart. It's a big machine, but can you imagine a 421-inch snowblower with a battery box hanging off the side to start it? No, it just doesn't work like that. So I think if we could make that a plug-in electric start, that would be good for us, and that would be good for you. But don't hesitate to ditch that motor if it ever gives you any problems. An impeller kit is absolutely necessary. Those 1980 Toros are built very, very well, and parts are still readily available. If it's a little bit of rusty crusty, don't hesitate to strip it down and restore it and restyle it while you're at it. You should also have the rubber wheels, which is a great thing. You don't have to worry about flat tires. So definitely a great machine.
Chris, you brought up the exact point of when I was researching this particular one, exactly why you don't want to end up owning it. And my coworker, not my coworker, my friend who lives right by you, she's leasing hers also, and she's not an owner of it. I'm leaning more towards the other vehicle that I mentioned, even though that is a lovely one. Aw, no need to be sorry. We're just happy that you're here, and we hope you're having a great week, Tim. No, says never a need for AWD, all-wheel drive, just rear-wheel drive. Okay. Brando says...
Yeah, so they do sell a kit, which I know, but that's Keystart. I don't want Keystart. I want to convert it to like a Tecumseh where you plug in an electrical outlet cord and you start it up.
Wow. Well, on that note, thank you, William. On that note, we're going to tend to Mindy. We hope that you all have a wonderful week ahead. For those of you who are celebrating next weekend we have Easter Sunday. We'll be having the family over here. So this week I'll be putting together all the little details on that. Remember just to be good to each other. I know many of us are in that spring sprint. So remember in that process, I hope that you all are successful in your repairs, your fines. I hope you're managing your time well. For those of you who are on the grind and on the hustle, I hope you there's enough hours in the day and you're taking care of yourselves and working hard. Remember, hard work does pay off. And remember that we are always here for you. Be on the lookout for some great videos coming your way. And we'll be looking forward to spending the holiday weekend with you next weekend. And remember just to be kind to one another. We're all in this together and we're all working hard. So on that note, please make sure if you're not subscribed to give a little subscribe and also a thumbs up on your way out if you had some fun with us today and Mindy over here. And also if your notification button's not on, give that a little bell, a little ding-a-lingy so you know when to see us. And on that note, we hope you have a great rest of your day and thank you for coming. Later.